Hello. Lauren, you're back. It looked great. I loved seeing your photos in the UK. Just looks so amazing. I'm actually leaving tonight. I'm flying to Dublin today at 8 o'clock. So you were there. I'm going there. Stevie will be there. We're all going to the UK. And then we'll be in Bali in September and August. Rosanna, oh, how are you? Um, I will only be doing one live when I'm in Scotland, Rosanna. On Tuesday, I have a yoga for osteoporosis class that I teach for Torrance Memorial Hospital. And so on Tuesday, May 9th, I'll be teaching that class live. The other classes I will not be teaching live. I just created a new video. I have videos that I send out, and I create videos that have music in the background. I edit them so there's only, push play and it's the whole class. So I have links to a few classes in my while I'm away emails, and I put them on Vimeo. Some of them are on YouTube, so there might be what do you call that when they put what do they call it? Commercials. That's where my mind is, where they do commercials. But the Vimeo ones are no commercials, and so I've created classes that are, I think, pretty good. General overall classes. However, that said, Rosanna, I do plan to go live at some point for maybe the first. I've not ever done lives before. And now that I have enough people to go live, I am going to do some things live there. So I don't know what that'll be. Will it be a whole hour class? No. It'll be something, whether it's a warm up, here's a warm up before you go for I don't know what it'll be, but something. And I just haven't thought of that yet, but I will do something. But so nice to see you here. And hopefully you'll be on a vacation with me sometime in the future, wherever that is. Penny, I see that you're here. Nice to see you. Okay. You know what's funny, Lauren? Because I tell everybody that it's warmer there than you think. And I've been on the phone a lot to my family and friends in Scotland, and they're all telling me, wow, the weather's changing. It's getting warm. And I said, well, ironically, every single time I come, I feel that way. So I said, maybe I bring it with me. And then their response was, you should come more often. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be high 50s when we're there. And I found that my last few times, especially when you're indoors, it's warm. So you need short sleeves. And then when you're outdoors, if you have a nice warm jacket, you're usually okay. And of course, feet need to be warm. That's important, and waterproof. Carolyn, good morning. Thank you, Carolyn. All right, so general movement of the body today, stretching, moving, joints, tissue, bringing in some strength whenever that's appropriate for you. That's what I have on the agenda, unless anyone has anything to request. And I am taking requests. Got to put my slippers off to the side because I am taking these with me. I decided. All right. Don't want to forget them. All right. So I wanted to share that the word yoga, that this practice yoga is not just what we do when we're on the mat. We learn things in the class that we actually take off the mat. And I find for myself the times that my life could potentially be more stressful, when there's more things going on, more to manage, that I really tap into this understanding that I'm not this body, that the energy that is Debbie shows up here to play all the roles and to be a part of the relationships that I have in this life. But when it starts to get a little bit too much, when things are happening, whether they're in your control or out of your control, it's nice to really come to the present moment, to say to yourself over and over, I have enough, I am enough, and I am safe. And to realize that this is something we create. We create our reality by all the things we do and all the things we get involved in. So when things start to energetically spin faster or out of control, I try to come to the very present moment to accept whatever it is without judgment, because I don't know what the outcome will be. I don't know if the universe is working for me in this moment, and if what's supposed to happen in that moment is supposed to happen. So when I come into a place of acceptance of what's happening, I slow down and I really narrow my focus, my mental energy focus on right now what's happening here. And I don't go to the what ifs of the future, to the uncertain, to the unknown, and to the not even real yet. And it really is really helpful. It's so helpful to ground yourself into that present moment. So that's one thing I wanted to say about, I always say we play this crazy game called life. And someone recently asked me, what do you mean when you say that? When you say we play the crazy game of life? We create this. So I will often think to myself, forget it. I'm just giving up everything. I'm just going to go sit on a beach and have a little shack and have myself on that beach. And that's what I'll say. And then I think to myself, wait a minute, wouldn't I get bored? If I think about all that I do and the mental energy and all the creative energy that's going on in my life right now, if it does get to be too much, I think, wait, wouldn't I be bored? Like, what would I do then? And wouldn't I slow down and get really stuck and energetically heavy? I mean, heavy everywhere, right? Heavy physically, mentally, and emotionally. So yoga is about managing energy. Yoga is about managing mental energy mostly. So controlling our thoughts, noticing when we get caught up in things, when we're attaching to the outcome that isn't real of something. So I feel it would be a disservice to me if I did not share with you the vast wisdom that's in this practice beyond the physical asana. The asana is amazing, because if this package doesn't work, then this will have a hard time working. And I know that because I lived that. So we're going to move our bodies today in whatever way that you can. Make it a moving meditation. Try to be here right now for as long as we are in this practice today. Be in the moment. Use your breath. Feel your body. When we move into something that demands more muscles, use breath to help your body manage that. And come into your range of motion. Challenge yourself. Stress yourself out appropriately. Make stress your friend, because there's a degenerative aspect to aging. There's a breakdown in your bones and in your muscles and in your body as we age, for all of us. So let's go against that. Do what you can. Move deeper. Hold longer. Move farther. Whatever it is, close your eyes. Be in it so that you can feel it and you know where you go. Use this as a moving meditation. Use this as a present moment mental grounding practice to stay right here, right now. And allow your internal, intelligent, healthy self be able to focus on health. Because when this is not driving the ship, this can go into finding homeostasis. So for the practice today, you'll need a strap and a block. So we're going to come down on the ground, put our hands on our belly, and I'd like the breath today to be Ujjayi, or ocean breath. It's the very first breath that I ever started with the practice of yoga. And when I was, let's say, immature in my practice of managing my mental energy, I don't know if that's correct terminology, but when I was new to this, that the Ujjayi breath helped to really keep my mind occupied. The Ujjayi is a restriction of the throat. There's 3 places that we have to restrict our breath in the practice of yoga. There's 3 methods of, or 3 techniques to pranayama. We can either have an effect on our diaphragm, we can have an effect on our throat, or we can have an effect on our nose. So we're either doing things with our nose, we're doing things with our throat, or our diaphragm. So we are going to put our hands on our belly. We're going to feel our belly rise, which is really activating the diaphragm. But I'd like us to restrict the throat and to restrict the breath so you feel or you notice a whisper. It's called Ujjayi. Practice before we go down. Take your hand and imagine you're fogging up a mirror. Do it so you actually hear that audible sound. Then close your mouth, put your hand down, and do that and still hear and notice that sound. Try to allow that sound to happen on the inhale, on the exhale. You're actually restricting your throat, the airway, and there's a vibration that happens in the vocal cords. So there's a gentle whisper that's created when we do this. We're going to come down onto the ground, hands on the belly, staying present moment, keeping your awareness here on your throat, noticing that gentle, beautiful whisper that you create when you restrict your throat and you allow the breath to gently come in and to gently go out. So putting the blanket up at the top of the mat. Bring yourself onto your tushy. And then before we go down, let's take out any heebie-jeebies, any crazy physical energy that exists in your body. Take your feet wide and go side to side. Now, if you have shoulder issues, weight bearing on the shoulders may be compromised. So maybe taking your arms or coming down onto your elbows may feel a little better for you. If you are up, make sure you do not collapse your chest, and especially if you have osteoporosis. Being very aware of what happens to the thoracic spine, since that's where the majority of the fractures are. And not everybody knows they have them. This is why I say this so often, because I work with women who come to me that have spinal ridge fractures, and they didn't know it. They didn't feel it. It wasn't apparent, other than a postural presentation that they wouldn't have even realized was a contributing factor. So I want to help ward you off and raise your awareness now. When you go side to side like this, you might start moving away, so you may have to readjust. When your knee comes in, see if you could feel that stretch that happens in the posterior hip, right there, posterior hip and the glutes, and see how this feels as you slide side to side. And then bring yourself back to center, noticing yourself, your body, and how you're feeling. Bring yourself to the side. Bring your hand down. Bring yourself all the way down onto the ground. Feels good, hopefully. For me, it always feels so nice to come down onto the ground. Support your head in whatever way you need. Try to do a little bit less today. The lower the blanket is for your head, the more you'll be correcting some of the posture in the spine and in the shoulders. So if you're able to put the blanket low, try that. Then draw the knees in one at a time. Let your legs bend and unbend, and let your arms be in the air, and shake your limbs. Let your body settle here. Settling, letting the hips settle, the shoulders settle. And then bring your feet onto the ground. So your choice, your legs could be straight or your knees could be bent, feet a little wider than the body, knees falling in towards each other. Then take your hands onto your belly. Spread your fingers and keep your thumbs lower than your ribs. So your hands are on your belly. Bring your awareness to your head and neck and gently start to let your head go side to side slowly. And let's start moving with breath. Come up to center, inhale. As you exhale, slowly let your head go in one direction for your entire exhale. And inhale back up to center. Eyes are closed. Feel that movement at the back of the neck and the upper back. Feel that. Side to side. And then bringing yourself back to center. The head position has a lot to do with balance. There's fluid in the ears, and where your head is in space is one of the signaling aspects of balance. So keeping your neck mobile, keeping the tissues that support the head on top of your body, important for balance, important for healthy aging. Close your mouth, wiggle your jaw side to side. And then open your mouth really wide and close it. Do this a couple of times. Open your mouth really wide, stretch your jaw. And then bring your awareness to your eyes. Squint your eyes so that your eyes tighten. You feel the muscles tighten of your eyes. And then release. Eyes are closed. Again, tighten your eyes. And then release. Mouth is closed. Breathing in and out through the nose. Let your eyes relax. Let them sink deep into the sockets. Let your cheeks relax. So bring your awareness to the cheeks. Let the muscles soften. See if you could feel them gently softening and relaxing. And then let your jaw relax. And as you take a couple of breaths in and out through the nose, feel the spaciousness. Feel that you've created or you've unobstructed any blocks. So you feel a smooth pathway of breath in your head, in your nose. Follow the breath in, follow the coolness of the breath on the outside of the nostrils, into the nostrils, down the back of the throat. And see if you can feel the coolness going in the bridge of the nose down into your throat. Invisible, yet it contains so much. The oxygen that comes into the body is what the cells use to make energy. Energy to repair, to digest, for the heart to beat, for the nerves to transmit, for the muscles to contract and release, for your muscles to lay down more tissue, your bones to build, the skin to repair, the liver to function. This is you plugging yourself in as if you were a cell phone at night that you recharge. This is recharging. Bring your awareness down to your hands as you breathe in deeply, all the way to the hands that are on your belly. Notice your heart beating. Try to slow down the pace of your heart, pace of your body, pace of your mind. And then bring your awareness to your throat. Begin to add that restriction, the ujjayi breath. So you notice a gentle whisper. Listen to it on the way in. Listen to it on the way out.
Slow down the breath. Pay attention to both the ujjayi and the hands on the belly rise and fall. Notice if you get distracted and gently lead yourself back to the throat, to the whisper, to the rise and fall of your belly. Finish this breath that you're on. Take a few more breaths. Very connected, very present moment. And give the breath back to your body to breathe itself. Allow your throat to be open. Bring your awareness to your fingers and your toes as you begin to bring movement into your hands and feet. And then gently bringing one knee in at a time. Go slow, close your eyes. Notice what happens to the back of your body when you do this. Or notice where you feel it. And then side to side. And even notice if bringing knees into chest is a good thing for your body. So depending on what's going on in your lumbar spine or even in the hips, knees to chest is compressing the front of the hip joint. So notice, how do your hips feel when you compress them? When you flex them very deeply. And then bring your feet onto the ground. If your eyes are closed, gently allow them to blink themselves open. And then noticing how you feel. And it's a good way to notice for yourself how effective you are at staying present moment and being really connected and being able to stimulate parasympathetic nervous system. One of the most valuable things you'll do in the practice of yoga is breath. And it's what truly gets that connection of mind and body, which is the goal of yoga, to be one. So we're going to begin to move our bodies. If you'd like to fold your blanket a little higher, If you're having any tension in your head and neck from being down too low, fold your head a little higher. Or if you know that you have tightness in your legs, it may be better to have your head elevated so you're able to get a little bit more freedom in the muscles and the tissues in your lower extremities. Let's draw the left knee in and straighten the right leg. This posture, Apanasana, is a digestive posture, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale. As you exhale, draw the knee deeper towards the chest. Inhale. And exhale. This last one, if you'd like to bring your head up. No rounding of the spine, just rounding of the neck. Really stretching all the way down the spine. Straighten that leg. Let's bend the opposite leg. Draw the other knee in, straighten the opposite leg if that's appropriate for you. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. If you'd like to bring the head up, lengthening the neck, lengthening the spine, chin to chest. And then bring yourself down. Take both legs straight, stretch your body. Take out the tension of yesterday. Reach long. And then walk your legs over to the right. Keep your legs straight. Take the left leg on top of the right. And then hold on to the left wrist with the right arm. Keep your body very close to the floor, touching if possible. And turn your body into the shape of a banana towards the right. So you're actually stretching the left side body. Feel that in your body, stretching the left. Flex the left heel, push the left heel into the right top foot. Hold on to the left wrist and stretch the left wrist up, back, and laterally. So stretching the left side. Keep your body on the ground. Heart is pressing up towards the sky, so are the hip joints. No rotation in your spine. Lateral flexion, side body. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. Uncross your legs, walk them over to the left. Legs are straight. Right leg on top of left. Holding on to the right wrist, this time reaching up, back, and to the side, stretching the right side. Flex your right foot. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. So those 2 movements we just did where we brought the knee into the chest, compressing the belly, and then stretching the lateral chain, really good for lymphatic movement. A lot of lymphatic nodes here, stretching the tissue. That's one of the ways the lymphatic system moves. That's part of the immune system. So stretching can actually be great for immunity. Let's take the left leg in, bring the left leg in, take the left foot up towards the sky, and then point and flex. Point and flex. Do this with breath. Inhale to point, exhale to flex. Point and flex. Feel the stretch in the front of the foot, feel the stretch in the back. Do it as deeply as you can in each direction to stretch the front and the back of your leg. Now you're going to go in a circular pattern really slow. Go slow with a circle. Try to keep your entire leg straight, and the only thing moving is your foot. If you want a little bit more challenge, keeping your legs straight, right above your pelvis, strengthening core and stabilizers here. And then bend the knee. Take your strap, bring your strap onto the left foot. Try to put it there so that you actually are all the way down, and try to touch your toes, keeping that ability to be able to cut your own toenails. So take the strap on your left foot and then floss back and forth. So for those of you where balance is a challenge, making sure that the communication up to the brain is important. And this is where a lot of that receptivity is. So doing this here, compressing stuff whatever's in the soft tissue of the foot back into the circulatory system. And also for nerves and for stimulation of muscles, really keeping everything aligned and letting your body know, I still need you. And then come to the center, the arch of the foot, and hold on to the strap, one in one hand, one in the other. And then pull on the strap that's in the right hand so that your foot tilts to the right. And then pull on the strap so you tilt to the left, right and left. And then bring yourself back to center. The strap is in the arch. Take your hands, wrap your hands around the strap. You could straighten the right leg or keep it bent, it's up to you. And then let's bend the knee and straighten. Bend and straighten. Look at your knee. Try to get it to be pretty solid and not too wonky. Notice if it goes side to side. So try to turn on the stabilizing muscles that stabilize that joint when it bends. And then bring yourself to neutral. Bend your knee slightly and draw the leg back towards a wall behind you. Low back could press into the ground here. Noticing that most of the tension in the hamstring now is in the belly of the muscle, which is the center of the muscle. One more breath. And then bring your leg straight. Straighten your leg now, wherever it is, even if it's this far away from you. Keep the leg straight. And now draw the leg towards the wall behind you. And notice where you feel the tension. More than likely, maybe here because the hamstring's attached to lower leg, and maybe here, right where the hamstring begins on the pelvis. So it is different to stretch the legs with a bent knee versus a straight leg. You're either pulling on the bones or you're in the belly of the muscle. And you're going to pull on bones too, and even if your knee is bent. But to be more effective, having the straight joints will pull on bones more if bone strengthening is something you're after. And then bring yourself back to center. Take your leg out or across the body just a little bit. Now, if you do have a posterior hip replacement, like I do, be careful. Going towards the midline, maybe past the midline, and then drawing the leg back towards the wall behind you. 3 parts to the hamstring muscle. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's take the strap in the left hand. Hold on to the strap. Take your leg only about 6 inches to a foot away from center, maybe 6 inches. And then draw the leg towards the wall behind you. Different part of the hamstring. Still experiencing this in the back of your leg, not in the inner thigh yet. When it comes to stretching, holding a stretch for a minimum of 8 seconds and a maximum of 1:12. And then bring yourself back to center. That's the opportunity to create or to do the stretch at 8 seconds to 1:12. So from 8 to 72 seconds. We're going to bring the leg now out to the side. So keep the leg pretty high. Slide your hand down the strap and lengthen your leg out. Push into the strap. Close your eyes. Feel the posture in your body. Feel that stretch in the inner thigh. Keep your pelvis stable. If you'd like, you can let your right knee move out to the right or straighten the right leg. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back up. One more. Let's do the calf. Take your strap to the top part of your foot, the widest part of your foot. Wrap your hands around. Slight bend in the knee. This is not a real big movement. Pull the foot towards you. You may already feel the calf stretching here. Inhale. And as you exhale, straighten the leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. And then come to straight, stay there. And then go ahead and release. Take your leg, bend and straighten your leg. And then bring the legs straight, both of them. Close your eyes. Bring your legs straight, a little wider than your body. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness down to your left foot, to the sole of the foot, the ankle, shin, calf, thigh. Noticing what you notice with your left leg, your left foot, left hip. And then bring your awareness to the right and notice if there is a difference. Does it feel closer to the ground, bigger, softer? Is it buzzing with energy? And then bend your knees. Let's go to the right foot. Draw the right leg up, bring the right foot into the air, point and flex. Inhale to point, exhale, flex. And then circles, slow circles. In one direction, and then in the other. And when you do this, go to your end range of motion because you're trying to articulate the ankle joint. We want to create fluids. We also want to stretch the tissues, the tendons, the ligaments, the muscles. The nerves will get stretched. The blood vessels will get stretched. And this is not just isolated here. You're doing things for your entire body because you're a tensegrity unit and everything is connected. Let's get the strap, bring the strap onto the right foot, touch the right toes so you can always cut your toenails. Take care of your feet. Bring your hands onto the strap. We're going to begin with that ankle joint movement. So keep your legs stationary. Pull on the strap that's in the left hand where the arch is and feel that stretch along the right side of your leg. This is also good for joints, for knees and hips. Feel the stretch in your body. You could close your eyes if you'd like. And then bring yourself back to center. So we're going to bend and straighten the knee, noticing the hip and the knee and how it reacts to this. Bend and straighten. We have to take care of our joints for healthy aging. And then bring yourself to a hold. Wrap your hands around the strap, you can. And then draw back, feel that stretch coming into the center of the back of the thigh. Take one more breath. And then bring your leg straight this time. And take the leg back straight. Notice how the sensation shifts. Notice where you feel this. So this is the center of the hamstring group. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. You're going to go towards the midline. So maybe moving about 6 inches towards the middle. Pay attention. Hip replacements. Posterior hip here. If you go across the midline, got to be careful. And then draw the leg back towards the wall behind you, feeling and noticing that stretch. And then bringing yourself back. We're going to go to the stretch. So the outer part of the hamstring, take your hand on the strap, move your leg about 6 inches, and then from there, go straight back. Smaller movements, isolating muscles, not just using the big mover. Even these are big movers, but trying to separate them out, putting your body in different positions. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. We're going to go out to the side. So you either keep the legs knee straight or the leg knee bent or leg straight, and then let your leg go out to the side. You could also let the knee that's bent go out to the side to be a counter. And keep your pelvis stable here. No rocking to the side. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back up to center. Bring your other foot up. Take your strap. Go as wide as you can go, holding onto your strap. So go as wide as you could go with your legs. Let your strap help you. And then the soles of the feet are up towards the sky. Push the pinky toe edge into the strap. And then guide your legs back. So the knees could be straight or bent. And then let's all bend them to see how that feels. So bend your knees, pulling your legs back, pushing into the pinky toe edges. Soles of the feet are up towards the sky. And then straighten your legs. You may need to move away a little. Straighten your legs. Now guide them back with straight legs. Different sensation. Now, if you press your sacrum, base of your spine, into the ground, let your low back not touch the ground, you'll even feel more sensation or different sensation. Really exploring flexibility, joint range of motion. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself so your legs are together, a little wider than your body. Soles of the feet are up towards the sky, and you're being very active. Let's see, let's crisscross the strap. Crisscross the strap and push into the strap. Don't let your feet collapse. Keep the soles up towards the sky, and then direct the legs back towards the wall behind you. See if you can feel this in the glutes. Deep breaths. Take one more breath. And then I take the strap down, draw the knees into the chest. If you are able to come up into a little ball, bringing your elbows onto your legs, holding onto your elbows, bringing your head up, not rounding your spine, keeping your heart pressing up towards the sky still, chin to the chest, breathing deep into your knees, or hold on to your knees if you're not able to come into a ball. Deep breaths. And then bring yourself down onto the ground. Feet on the floor, knees in towards each other, hands on your belly. Close your eyes. Feel and notice whatever you notice. Take one more breath. So let's come up to the hips. Lots of lower extremity legs. Now we're going to come up to the hips. Take your hands to the side. Feet are off the mat, or the heels could stay on. And let's start with the soles on the feet at first. A little side to side action. So you feel the hip stretch. You feel the thighs, one of the hip flexors, rectus femoris. You're going to feel that on your legs. So you're going to feel the quads now. A little side to side. Now let the soles of the feet come up. Now your pelvis tilts. You may feel this a little higher up. Try to push the top of the back of the pelvis into the floor. So you're kind of in a posterior tilt. You're not going into your low back. Lubricating your hips, stretching your hips. Let your legs stay to the left. Let your right hand reach off the floor. Flex the right hand, stretching the right side of your body. Try to push the big toe edge of the right foot into the floor. The kneecap straight away from you. Try to unbend the right hip. Push the heart up towards the sky, adding a back bend into your spine. Flex the hand, reach out the heel of the hand. Close your mouth. Deep breaths to the right side of your body. And then come out. Let's go to the other side. Let your knees go to the other side. Flex the left hand. Reach the left hand, the hands away from the ground. Push the left big toe into the ground. Unbend the left hip. Push the left knee away. And then add that back bend, pressing your heart up towards the sky. Deep breaths here. Try to create as much stretch as you can. Stretching the shoulder joint, the hip joint, the spine. One more breath. And bring yourself back to center. Push your feet into the floor, let your pelvis come up. Hands are out to the side again. Take the right leg over the left leg. Right leg is over left. There's no space whatsoever. So the goal here is to stretch the right side, the right glute, the right hip. And you want the legs to be pushing away from you and over to the side. So you want to create as much space as you can on your right waist from lower ribs to the top of the pelvis. So you find the muscles inside your body to push the right hip away from you as you let your legs go over to the side. So this is not about trying to get your legs to the floor. If we try to get our legs to the floor, the pelvis comes away from the floor. Now we're in the back of the body. Let's try to isolate this here in the hip. Take your hands alongside your body. Walk your left foot over to the left. Inhale. Let your legs slowly move to the left. Push your left thigh away from you and let it go to the left. Keep your left buttock on the ground, as all of it if you can. And then exhale, contract your core. Slowly bring yourself back up to center. Close your eyes, feel this. Inhale to the left. You can let your head roll to the right. Counter rotation. Exhale slowly back to center. Push the right pelvis away from you. Stretch your right waist. On this next one, you're going to come and hold. And then bring yourself back up. Let's go to the other side. Push your foot into the ground, your feet into the ground, lift your pelvis up to go back to neutral. Take your left leg over the right, no space at all. And then walk the right foot over to the right. Lengthening here on the left side. Exhale. As you inhale, pushing the left leg away, creating as much space as you can in the left waist. Inhaling to the side. Exhale, contract your core, bring yourself back to center. Inhale, lengthen, let your head go to the left. And exhale back. On this next one, we're going to go and stay in the held position, a couple breaths here. And then bring yourself back to center. Come all the way up. Push your feet into the ground, lift your pelvis up. So let's stretch the quadriceps. To stretch the quadriceps, come onto your side, whichever side you do. Reach back and grab the top of your leg. Try to get your heel to touch your tushy if you can. Make sure your leg comes straight off your body And then try to bring your leg down so it really is straight off your body. Push your heart forward, holding on to the top of your foot or the pants, whatever you need. Really open up that top shoulder. Don't let that top shoulder collapse. Open up the top shoulder. You may feel a stretch there as well. And then push the knee away and pull the leg back, stretching your quadriceps. Take one more breath. We're going to go to the other side. So roll on to the other side. Bend your leg. Bring your heel next to your tushy. Keeping your leg right off of your body. Reaching your leg away. Pushing your heart forward. Deep breaths here. Unbend the hip joint. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back. Bring yourself back onto the ground. Draw the knees into the chest. Rocking side to side. And then let your legs go in the air. So fully stretching all the joints here. Let's take the toes. Stretch your toes. So bend your toes. Bend them. See if you can make almost like a fist. You're trying to make a fist. And then spread them. Bend and spread. And then bring them down. So the whole lower body, the joints, the tissues, nice and stretched. Let's work now on the pelvic area here, on stabilizing the body using core. Take your hands alongside your body like you're holding a frosted cupcake. And then draw one knee in, keep your pelvis stable, and then the other. So try not to let it tilt too much. One and then the other. Now we're going to try both. Both come in, toes touch. Now, if this is too challenging, stick with one and then the other, or do a smaller range of motion. When your legs go down, the stabilizers are active. Really keep your pelvis glued to the floor. If you'd like to flatten the low back, you can flatten the low back, or work with isometrically, keeping your lower spine in a neutral curve. Slower you go, harder it is. And then draw your knees into your chest, rock side to side. Bring your feet onto the ground. So move your feet so that you're in a neutral position. We're going to do a walking bridge, really working on the glutes, the hamstrings, strengthening the back of the body. So lubricating and stretching the joints, now actually adding that strength to the joints. So keep your legs hip distance. Don't have too much blanket. So lower the blanket if you raised it. Feet are away from the body. When you come up, it's your pelvis that comes away from the ground. You leave your rib cage pretty much on the ground. And the goal here is to try to unbend the hips using the back of your body. So you squeeze your tushy cheeks. So squeeze and release the tushy cheeks. Feel the action back here as you squeeze and release your buttocks. And then let's squeeze and lift. Try to unbend your hip. So bring your awareness to your hip. The squeezing, lifting action is with the intention of straightening your hip joint. Close your eyes, feel your glutes work here. Squeeze and unbend the hip. And then bring yourself up. Stay here. Squeeze your tushy. Let your belly be soft and bring yourself up. So take your hands underneath. You should at least be able to clear, but nothing too above that. And then keep your feet pressing into the ground. Squeeze your tushy like crazy. Push your left foot into the floor and slowly start to lift the right leg. Don't let the pelvis tilt. And then put the right leg down. Let the right leg make a firm foundation, and then you lift the left. Close your eyes. Feel your pelvis not rocking. Push your foot into the floor, squeeze and push, squeeze and activate the tush, the glutes. Walking bridge. Hamstrings are active, glutes are active. Pelvis is staying stable, it's not tilting. Organize the glutes. Organize the stability of your torso. For balance, posture, fall prevention, alignment, healthy aging. One more each side. And then bring yourself all the way down. Take your strap, make a loop in your strap. Bring your feet into the loop. Keep your legs body distance, and not too much here, body distance. Let's come into a moving bridge, undulating the spine, stretching the front of the spine. Really move your whole spine here. And take your blanket away from the back of your body. Push your arms into the floor, slide your shoulder blades towards each other. Arms are bent, so let's bend our arms. Palms face each other, fingers are up towards the sky. Long neck, chin to the chest. Walk your feet closer. Pushing out on the strap. Squeeze your tushy. Squeeze your tushy, push your feet into the floor. Inhale and rise. Try to bend your whole spine, and then exhale, place it down one vertebra at a time. Inhale to rise. And exhale down. So try to use as many muscles as you can. Use the back of your body. Stretch the front. Let the front be soft and lengthening, and the back is contracting and active. And feel this. Eyes are closed. On the last one, come up and hold for 3 breaths. And when you finish, bring yourself down. Bring the blanket back underneath your head. Strap off, knees to chest. Rocking side to side. Let's come onto your side. Pushing away from the floor, bring yourself up. Started at the bottom, came to the glutes, started moving the spine. Let's add a little rotation so we can stretch those trunk muscles. Come on to all fours. So having an elevation of a block may make the rotation a little easier and maybe better for wrists. And for some of you, find a position that maybe feels better for your wrist. Hand is down, exhale. Inhale, bring your arm up and exhale down. Inhale. Let your head go with your hand. One more. Stay here. And then bring yourself down. Take your hand behind your head, elbow down, exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. One more. Try to stretch as much as you can. Stretching your torso, stretching your spine. Stay here. Shoulder is involved now, going higher up the body, more joints. And then bring yourself out. So paying attention when you do rotation. Rotation is an area that a lot of people get injured. So having fluidity and flexibility in this part of your body can help for preventing future injuries, keeping you nice and mobile. Let's go to the other side. Exhale, inhale. Try to create as much rotation. Let your hand go up. The shoulder blade comes onto your upper back to keep you safe. Let the hand rise. On this next one, you're going to come open and hold. Stay here. And then bring yourself down. Hands behind your head. Inhale and exhale. Come open and stay there. And then bring yourself out. Come all the way out. Take your block off to the side. Coming into a plank. 1 minute plank, if you can. Push your feet into the ground. Push your heels back. Legs are nice and strong. Your joints very receptive. Everything is open, stretched, flowing, communicative. Straighten your spine. Support your belly, your spine, your low back. And bring yourself out. Take your hands long. Bring your chest towards the ground, stretching the armpits, the arms, shoulders. Let your forehead touch the ground or put the block there. Rest your head on the block. Take one more breath. Leading with your head, bring yourself up. Come to any position where you can close your eyes, check in with your body, noticing what you notice. And then open your eyes. So coming to allow the integration of everything stirred up, shooken up in today's practice. Coming all the way down onto the ground. Anything we need to do, limbs, shaking limbs, doing whatever, knees to chest, anything your body needs. And then bringing yourself into Shavasana. Coming back to the Ujjayi, hands on the belly. Noticing, listening, paying attention to the whisper of your throat. Hariyam Kariyam Nimameya Kame Govinde Mukande Udare Pare Hariyam Kariyam Nimameya Kame Govinde Mukande Udare Pare Hariyam Kariyam Niname 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 Kame Gently begin to deepen your breath. Start to move your body. Bending your knees. Moving side to side. Coming onto your side. And from there all the way up. Closing your eyes. Bring your hands together at your heart. Using sound to vibrate peace and calm into your body. Exhale. Inhale. Bowing in gratitude. Today's practice was total body, all the joints, starting all the way down in the toes. Take your fingers, make sure they get some movement as well. Keeping that range of motion in our body is so important for minimizing pain, maximizing balance, receptivity. Practice often. All right. Always interesting to feel relaxed, yet worked. So I hope that you all feel good.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Penny. A practice like today can take pain out of your body because it stretches the joints, moves the fluids, unblocks what needs blocked, and really, hopefully, for me, raises awareness for you and your body about joint position, about how your body moves, correcting what you need to correct, strengthening what you need to strengthen. So I love to hear that. And my Wednesday class was typically my low back class. A lot of people had low back issues in that class. That's great. Yeah, no sore anything. Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you, Carolyn. So no live classes, but there will be links to the videos. I don't know. I mean, will I try when I'm out in the fields of Scotland to come on live? I thought about that actually. So this is a 9:30 class, which for me would be 4:30. I thought, ooh, I could be out in the fields, but I just don't know if it'll work. So anyway, I'm going to try something. Thanks, Stevie. I'll see you in Edinburgh. Carolyn, you're welcome. Thank you. All right. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back live on the 17th of May, 15th, 16th, 17th. Yeah. But still, I'm sending out my emails. And so if you push play, show up like you were going to. It's really important to keep rituals and habits in the same time. Don't get sidetracked. Don't let Wednesday go. Keep it on your books. All right. Bye, everyone. Aw, Penny, that's so sweet. Well, Penny, I will be taking a group to Scotland, maybe at the end of this year. I'll see how this goes. Definitely 2024. That's definitely gonna be a destination. And if Bali has been on your bucket list, I'd love for you to join us in Bali. So email me if that's something that interests you. It's gonna be an amazing cultural immersion. Yoga every day. There you go. And that was really sweet to say that. Oh, all right. Well, it's really great to have you. So email me if you'd like more information about Bali. I'd love to have you on a trip. All right, everyone. See you soon, Stevie. Rosanna, if you're still here, I'll be on a trip with you one day too. I know it. All right. Bye.